Hey Accounting A students. Now I realised when I did that screen drawing for you last week of the concept map, it wasn't recording the audio. So I've sent you the link for the option with the audio, without the audio, but here's just another one I've whipped up, and I'm not really trying to do exactly the same thing, but it's going to be pretty similar. So let's start with our idea of accounting. And really, accounting is a way to keep track of what is happening within businesses. Now, essentially, we could do this for individuals as well, but businesses essentially engage in transactions with the aim, or their goal, is to make a profit. Nice and simple there. So businesses aim to make a profit. Now, how they record all of these transactions is one of the important facets of accounting. Now, accounting obviously has a whole lot of rules, principles, and guidelines. All right, and I know that we've been learning about those different rules like materiality and the matching principle and the entity concept. And so we've been learning all of those because those frame how we're actually going to do the recording of all of these transactions. Now, in accounting, we also do all of the recording using standard practices. All right. And the reason that we have standard practices, which are based on our Australian accounting standards, which sometimes you might see as GAAP, generally accepted accounting policies, is to have comparability. So that we can compare, for example, the profit of two companies, we can compare that information and make decisions and make analysis. Now, we also learned early on that all of our principles, rules, etc. told us that there were two types of ways of recording our accounting. There's the cash method and there's the accrual method. And the accrual method is the one that we follow here everywhere around the world. We all use accrual accounting. So when we started learning, we needed to figure out, well, exactly how do I do this recording? And that recording of accounting happens in a couple of different ways. Now, that recording process starts by needing to understand accounting. And accounting is the accounting transaction. We've got assets, we have liabilities, and we have owner's equity. Now, our accounting formula says assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. Assets minus liabilities equals owner's equity. Now, what goes into owner's equity? Well, owner's equity has a few things that go into it. We know that it is retained earnings. We know that there's dividends, and we know that there are profits that go in there. So all of those three things make up retained earnings. Now, our profits are actually made up of our revenue minus our expenses. So here we have our accounting equation, our assets. Now, to increase my assets, if I'm going to increase my assets, I'm going to debit them. If I'm going to increase my liabilities, I'm going to credit them. If I'm going to increase my owner's equity, I'm going to have a credit. For revenue, to increase revenue is a credit, and to increase expenses is a debit. Okay, now why it's if I'm increasing my revenue, why is that a credit rather than a debit like the asset? Well, The revenue is essentially increasing the owner's equity. So that's part of a credit, but the expenses are going to decrease my owner's equity. So that is why that is a debit. So once I have my understanding of this formula, then I need to be able to analyze my transactions to do that actual recording. And that actual recording process, we know that we have to have a debit, some sort of account. We know that we have to have a credit for some sort of account, and these amounts must match. We also learnt that we can go to more complex sorts of transactions, ones that might have a debit, ones that might have then 2 credits, and then these amounts, and let's imagine there that y and z equaled up to x. So we have our transactions that we record, and then all of that goes into our T accounts. So we take all of these journal entries, and they go into all these different T accounts where we have debits and credits, credits and debits, debits and credits, to come up with totals, for each of our accounts. And then these form what we call the trial balance. And I'm just going to move my screen a little bit here so that you can see it. So all of these individual accounts will eventually go to create the trial balance, which is going to be all of the different accounts under here and their balances as either debits or credits. Now we know that those two numbers should match up. All right, and from my trial balance that I have just here, I actually then generate my 3 sets of accounts. All right, so I generate my income statement, which is going to be my revenues less my expenses. And that's going to give me profit. We can go into more detail there. Obviously, you've got gross profit and net. And you've got, as a separate statement, your statement of retained earnings, which is your opening retained earnings, plus the profit, that's the pie, less my dividends, gives closing retained earnings. Now let me just draw some lines to try and delineate these. All right, so you got your income statement, that's one thing. You got your statement of retained equity, and then I've run out of room, so I'm going to draw it up the top. You've got your balance sheet, which essentially, that balance sheet shows us that original accounting equation. So that's going to be your assets, liabilities, owner's equity, and then whatever the total is over here, again, these two should match. Okay, now that was the recording of transactions. We also learned about accrual adjustments. So let me see if I can find some room to put this here. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit. So we looked at, that's the process is about generating these financial statements. We've got our journal entries, and we have 2 different types of journal entries, really. We have journal entries to record events that occur as they happen, and then we have journal entries to record adjustments. Okay, and we have those adjustments, they're all because we follow accrual accounting. And if you're ever stuck with accrual accounting, try and think about, well, what was the original transaction, and then figure out what the accrual might be. We also looked at the fact that we need to have something that will make sure that the accounting information we record in all of those journal entries is accurate and reliable. And those things that try and make sure that everybody is doing the right thing in that information is accurate and reliable are things called internal controls. Policies, procedures, and one internal control that we looked at in particular was the bank reconciliation. We also looked at accounts receivable and how we actually managed to account for and consider the collectability of receivables. But that's a nutshell of everything that we've studied. It's not everything comprehensively, but it gives you an idea, hopefully, of how everything fits together. So I want to wish everybody lots of luck. You won't need luck because you're well prepared, and I'll see you all on Friday.